Sorry, I fell asleep on y'all earlier. I was supposed to be back on here at like 8, but then I fell asleep on y'all. So now I had to get up and finish my work. I told everybody I would finish this today. So when I woke up, I got on here so I could be finishing up. Peace and praise to you. Prince Heru, peace and praise. Hey, Lane. When I get this document up, I'm gonna get this document to y'all. And I'll show y'all how to effectuate. Y'all let me know what you need from me, because we're gonna be traveling soon. So we want to make sure people are taken care of. Damn, that shit is bright. Who is that? L1 Evans. Good to see you. Everybody was asking me about what happened in Maryland. I'm not moving at the basis of these people. They're not gonna make me move to their beat, do their little dance. But you're supposed to respond immediately. Whenever somebody accuses you, you're supposed to respond. Waiver of privileges and immunities. This is Article 45. Ooh, come on, baby. Look, once I wake up, get this little waters in me, we're going to be banging on the service corporation. So tough with this shit. Just let y'all know that. The sending state may waive, with regards to a member of consular post, any of the privileges and immunities provided for in Articles 41, 43, and 44. The waiver shall, in all cases, be expressed, except as provided in paragraph 3 of this article, and shall be communicated to the receiving state in writing. The initiation of proceedings by a consular officer or consular employee in a matter where he might enjoy immunity from jurisdiction under Article 43 shall preclude him from invoking immunity from jurisdiction in respect to any counterclaim directly connected with the principal claim. The waiver of immunity from jurisdiction for the purpose of civil or administrative proceedings shall not be deemed to imply the waiver of immunity from the measures of execution resulting from the judicial decision. In respect of such matters, a separate waiver shall be necessary. Melvin White, good to see you. Thomas O'Neill, how you doing? Article 46. Now, this is where you're living in your homes. Basically, you're like, you got on an invisible cloak. You're bad. Consular officers and consular employees and members of their families forming part of their households shall be exempt from all obligations under the laws and regulations of the receiving state in regard to the registration of aliens and resident permits. What? I don't need no green card. I don't need no permit, no resident permit. Nothing? What? Oh, really? The provision of paragraph 1 of this article shall not, however, apply to any consular employee who is not a permanent employee of the sending state or who carries on any private gainful occupation in the receiving state, or to any member of the family of such employee. Yeah. Vemtempo, good to see you. Roy Fisher, good to see you. Exemption from work permits. Because they say you over here and you need all these permits to do whatever you're doing. And you showing them exemptions after exemptions with these articles. Members of the consular post shall, with respect to services rendered for the sending state, be exempt from any obligation in regard to work permits imposed by the laws and regulations of the receiving state concerning the employment of foreign labor. There's so many. When we be online, listen, we be listening to these hoteps. They be arguing over about definitions. There's a million different dialects. There's hundreds of thousands of different definitions for one word. So when you see somebody say, well, that means that, you wrong, master, you wrong, hotep, you wrong, teacher, you right, teacher. When you see that, nobody knows what the hell they're talking about. Why? Because the person who's studying is being led to study the law from the perspective of their own consciousness according to the destiny that has been given to them regarding why the reason they're studying the law. So when you come to them and when they're showing their law and giving whatever's been given to them, it's not going to be what was given to you. But I see them all the time. I see them online beating each other up. Like one person has the whole puzzle piece. The hell? Yeah, it's straight babble. That's what they talking to each other. That's the sad part about it. Everybody talking to each other like they know everything to do. When how the puzzle is formed is each particular mind has a specific piece to offer to the whole completion of the puzzle. So if you're silencing a voice who's supposed to be speaking in order to help the whole entire body, or those who are in the box or square, or standing on their square, doing what they need to do, then you shutting their voice down, you shutting what you need down in order to move forward. Let the person speak. Yeah, because the one that ain't saying nothing is probably the one that got something to say to help everybody. While y'all trying to shut that person up and be the prince of the nation. Be the sultan. Yeah, with the sultan, baby. Yeah, come on, man. Get your ass. These titles don't mean shit, boy. If y'all want somebody to call y'all Grandmaster, Sultan, and all of that shit, well, look, you better choose your ego, boy. Is it the mission or your ego? Are you going to take care of the mission or your ego? Because the mission is uplifting, raising humanity. Your ego want to be on the coin like Caesar. You want to have the imprint of your face on the coin. You want some gold and all of that crazy shit. Look, you have it. Oh, you tricked. You're gone. You ain't know you had all of that. Now you sitting up there. Look. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know that I be tripping. Article 48. Subject to the provisions of paragraph 3 of this article, members of the consulate post, with respects to services rendered by them for the sending state and members of their families forming part of their households, shall be exempt from Social Security provisions which may be enforced in the receiving state. So, everybody was saying to me, I'm on Social Security, I get a check. Is this going to mess up my benefits? Shall be exempt from Social Security provisions which may be enforced in the receiving state. Now this is sad because there is no reason. We know one another and we're professing to be of the Asiatic nation. We care for each other, we the nation, we gods, we take care of each other, we got this more science, we all the degrees. The degrees ain't told you that you're supposed to take care of your own first. The degrees ain't teach you that you're supposed to feed your own babies with the Murray science that you get, with the American Moore science that you get. You're supposed to feed your own nation first. You ain't even practicing the real true principles of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. If you're not taking that which you have and giving it back to your own people, you ain't preaching shit. You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't following the Prophet. How are you following the Prophet and your kids are starving? Everybody else got land except you. You supposed to be discharging debt. That's what the documents say. You were supposed to be given land. That's what the documents say. Prophet said you were supposed to give land, discharge it, and operate as a consulate. All the Moorish Science Temple of America, they don't have no land. They ain't got no portion of plot of land. Where it's at. And if they do, guess what the hell happening? They getting evicted off that shit. Calling up OT Bay, who ain't never set foot in the temple, about what about doing what the temple's supposed to be doing for them. Buddy, you know I got y'all back. And I'm about to go to a temple too. I want to go to the ground. I want to go to the ground floor. I'm gonna call the base temple up. I'm gonna go there because I need to, so I can get these temple boys off my back. Or the temple ward's gonna come after me and get me, so I gotta go to the temple. You never see me wear a fez, I gotta wear a fez too. But I'm making mine from scratch. It's gonna be silk. I'm sewing it up. And my mom's taught me how to crochet a long time ago to do something with my time while I thought, so I ain't get too idle hands. You know, you go and you do some bullshit when you ain't got nothing to do. So a long time ago I learned how to crochet. I'm crocheting my silk. Boy. Yamaka, boy. I'm gonna have 8 Bibles in my hand walking around. I'm gonna be looking crazy as hell to all these people. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of shit in my hand. Just got my yarmulke, got my fez, got a whole bunch of charms of gods around my neck. I got bell shoes that be ringing and shit. Boy, I'm gonna be walking in that bitch like bing. Yeah, it's royalty, motherfucker. It's royalty. That's what you better understand. It's royalty. And you should be able to behave however you see fit without people judging you. Tumak Tunde Jamel, I need you, brother. The reason why I need you is because we have, hey, see, listen, this is my mama. And y'all gonna help me get her to Usha Village. I ain't know you was awake right now, Mom. You should be asleep. I love you and good to see you. That is Talaya Jackson. Y'all say hi to my mama. Tumak Tunde James L. We're getting ready to launch a plant-based meal reclamation of the body type home restaurant. This plant-based restaurant has a whole bunch of menus of pure plant-based organic foods with the highest frequencies known to man. That's what the chef, the pure plant-based chef, cooks with. Your acreage, Tumak Tunde Jamzel, that's going to be, see, this is why I love Elwood Evans. He called me. He's the beast in the gym. He got the guns, baby. He called me and he was like, Hotep, let's build. Here's some information I got for you. On the straight. I said, say hi to moms. Guess what Elwood did? He said, hey, Mom, that man know how to listen. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks for greeting my mom. Where was I at? Y'all made me look. Oh, Tumak Tunde Jamzel. We need a place where we can grow produce, organic, pure produce. And this organic, pure produce will be used to source locally all of the pure organic things we need. Pure the soil. We make sure they ain't putting no GMOs in it or no chemtrails. The purest plant-based ingredients. I'm going to hook you and Chef up so we can designate a portion of land to begin to grow our own produce. Yes, Mother. From the womb to the grave, and from the grave to the womb. That's going to be one of our mantras very soon. Damien, good to see you, bro. Subject to the provisions of paragraph 3 of this article, Social Security, the exemption provided for in paragraph 1 of this article shall apply also to members of the private staff who are in the sole employ of members of the consulate post or condition that they are not nationals or permanently residents in the receiving state, that they are covered by the Social Security provisions which are in free force in the sending state or a third state. Now this goes with anything. So you got your kids and your baby mom is smacking you around, baby father. She got all of these penal codes and these systems on you. You paying, they garnishing your check. Anything you say, they ain't listening to. They ain't trying to do nothing with you. The only thing they doing is enforcing contract on you. The mom went to the state sued you, the state dipped into your checks, and now you paying your child support. Same Dewey. You use the law to effectuate in your own life what need to be done. So for all of you males, all of you bros, your sons, my bro sons that keep calling me and asking me, you use the law. You use this document, and then you write up what it is you're supposed to be enforcing, and then you enforce it according to this document. Stephanie Lee Beck, thank you for your time teaching these sons and matriarchs how to do their job and get right out here in the land. Anytime you want to spend some time helping us teach the Moors, the Asiatic nation, how we supposed to be operating as a family, I need your help, because that's what you be doing. So thank you, Stephanie Lee Beck. Yeah. Let me see. Article 49, exemption from taxation. So basically what they did in this article is they basically said, all Moors are consuls, and we're going to give y'all the right y'all deserve in this document. According to the 1963 Vienna Convention, this lawful document. How else? Listen, one of y'all bring up the 1987 Treaty of Peace and Friendship, Articles 20 through 24. Why do we have to teach? Because people don't want to make themselves accountable to teach. Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1987, 86, and 87. Let's see something. We're going to go here. How does this document tie back to the Treaty of Peace and Friendship commercial contracts that gives us plenipotentiary rights to exercise all of these things on the land? Let's see. I'll show y'all. Treaty of Peace and Friendship. And I would hope that y'all bring this document up too, because we need to know what laws we could use to be effectuating the law of the land. Now we're going to go here and we're going to say Articles 20 through 24. I'm going to read them for you right now. Articles 20. If any of the citizens of the United States or any persons under their protection, the United States is your republic. This is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Sultan of Morocco and the United States, the 13 original republics, prepared this document. You see? It say, if any of the citizens of the United States or any persons under their protection shall have disputes with each other, the consul shall decide between the parties. And whenever the consul shall require any aid or assistance from our government to enforce his decisions, it shall be immediately granted unto him. So this was written in 1786. Huh? 1986. I was born in 87. 200. 86. 87. 20. 30. 2016. 17. 18. 232 years. George Washington say, if we remove their sandals and their fezzes, they ain't going to recognize and remember who they are for 200 years. That ain't what's right. It is not because he knew anything about anything, taking our fezzes off. It was the science. If we strip them of their identity, over time, they won't know who they are, and they won't know how to exercise or effectuate their own law. Oh, man. Listen, we talking about consuls now. Moors. Because that's how people groups of other nations are able to sit somewhere and effectuate on behalf of their nationals. So the colonizing, occupying penal code system wants in the Congress and all the people, we'll say Congress. And Congress is basically a collection of the Board of Trustees for the bullshit legalese that we deal with out here. They hid all the things that had to do with consuls blood rights, tying you back to the land by way of your blood rights. Any word that tied you back to the blood right land, that's what they would hide. There's no such thing as a consul. You're a judge or a banker, or you're in the service system. You're a lawyer, a bar attorney, but you're never a consul. They never use that word. Oh, really? Four articles. If an American citizen shall die in our country, and no will shall appear. Now this is the Sultan and his people telling them about what's happening and what they have or don't have rights to do on this land, and us too. They're telling the Moors what they have the responsibility to do, and they're telling the service corporation or any other member that comes in what they're supposed to do for the children. If an American citizen shall die in our country and no will shall appear, a will is also a trust. That's why we're telling everyone to get your trust. The consul shall appear and take possession of his effects. As of right now, the United States Service Corporation and all of those departments that are fake are behaving as consuls. So when your people die without an estate or without a will, guess who takes possession of your people's estate? I'm trying to make it make sense. So all of your wealth, all of your hereditaments, all of your homes, all of your effects, all of your records, all of your gold, all of your assets, all of your commodities, all of your chemicals, all of your food, all of your water, all of your natural resources, all of your energy, all of your spirit, all of your seeds, man, you know the Vatican done claimed the eggs in your womb, woman, on paper. Matriarchs, right now listening to me. You need to take a piece of paper and you need to say, I rescind the contract of the Vatican on my eggs in my womb. They said they owned us. I own my own egg and my own womb spiritually. Whatever they did to us and our eggs and our womb, propagating the Christian doctrine on us and stealing the spiritual energy that we were supposed to be giving to our womb, we are taking that back and burn it and put it in the ethers. Because it's all spiritual first. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in the dark places. Woo! I love the dark places. Yeah. 23. The consul of the United States, they wrong. The real treaty, the one I'm reading right now, this is some bullshit. The real treaty don't say nothing like this. Okay, so y'all find the one that say what really supposed to go on, because this verbiage is just some bullshit. But we're making a point here. The consul of the United States of America, boy, stop playing, shall reside in any seaport of our dominions, that they shall think proper. What is a seaport? In the world of banking, in the world of courts, a seaport is a bank. It's a place of judgment. So you, the consul, with this document, can sit in any court in the face of America and effectuate as a consul from the Asiatic nation for your bloodline. If after you receive this documentation, your people are still suffering, Michael L. Jenny Bay, then that's your problem. That's your fault. You deserve, and your family and your people deserve what they get. Yeah. Shall reside in any seaports or dominions that they shall think proper, and they shall be respected and enjoy all the privileges which the consul of any other nation enjoy. And if any of the citizens of the United States shall contract any debts or engagements, what's it say? You done sent your signature. Damn. You was tricked. You ain't know that once you signed your name, that means you giving up interest in your estate. Once you contract, you're giving up interest. What interest? The authoritative power that you have to make decisions regarding the contractual estates of you. Jurisdiction, power, authority. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. 22. This is paramount. I'm glad you brought me back to this. And no will shall appear, trust. The consul shall take possession of his effects. And if there be no consul, the effects shall be deposited into the hands of some person worthy of a trust, until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. Oh, so Who's the person worthy of the trust right now? The effects of our bloodline Asiatic people. The effects shall be deposited. Where are our estates and trusts deposited right now? In the hands of the Service Corporation. How do they have it? They have our children's birth certificates. They have our children's birth certificate numbers. They have our children's and our people's information all over the land. Our people are saying, what do we do? How do we win? How do we beat the system? I'm telling y'all every single day, if y'all want to listen, y'all can listen and go beat the system. If y'all want to keep on having if y'all want to keep having relations with them, woo, the great whore of Babylon, then y'all can keep on juking it on with the great whore of Babylon, with the, getting those Roman perks, baby, driving around in those cars and drinking that Starbucks coffee and playing those games and being on your cell phone, being that's what you're doing, just man, get your ass out of here. Listen. 5D is a lot better than virtual reality. I'm telling you. 5D is greater than virtual reality than anything that they can give y'all. And I know I done reached past 5D. I'm on a whole different dimension that ain't got nothing to do with numbers. I don't know where I am, baby. What does it say? Shall be deposited into the hands of a person worthy of trust until the party shall appear as a right to demand them. You, after you make your trust, have a right to demand the possessions of your family. Consul. But if the heir to the person deceased be present, the property shall be delivered to him without interruption. And if a will shall appear, the property shall descend agreeable to that will. And as soon as the consul shall declare the validity thereof. What? Did that thing just say? The distractions. I don't know what that is. If it's me, yeah. You know I get on my tangent. Listen. Go outside and look around at your property. Look at the sky. Smell the chemicals. Look in the ground, grab the ground, and look at the dirt, and look at the molecules and the gold and the silver. Smell your property, your land. Yes, it's yours, okay? Then after you do that, you look around and you say, this is how many acres, this is the hereditaments, this is the water in the land. You writing it down. It go from this place. It reaches from this place. It's that high in the sky. According to you, survey your damn land. On paper, okay? Then after you do that, I'm teaching you how to create a will so that when people come to your damn place, you can show them you have a will and this belongs to you. The consul shall declare the validity thereof. The possession, the property, shall be delivered to him without interruption. All the property. All the property. Articles, documents, information, QSIP numbers, direct account numbers, clothes, buildings, offices, supplies, all the property. Wait, man, hold on. Let me just get it right. You know, all the whole text. Oh, don't give your own opinion. Give the facts. Give the law. Individual. Okay. What do you want? Oh, then they just sitting in their house. Do they, which I'm going to do with y'all if y'all want to do it. Do they get up and go and do the stuff that they be telling? Well, that's what people was getting on me about. They was like, listen, you preaching and teaching, but look. So that's what I had to do. Go and show and prove. I had to go and find out. Listen, hold on a minute. Look, it's going to have to happen to you. You can't be out here as a hotel saying, do A, B, and C, and you ain't experiencing. You got to experience, so you know the concepts, the theoretical concepts. Listen, I think that they stuff is still the same. This, y'all about to see. It smells so good. It is pure shea butter. This is pure therapeutic grade shea butter, whipped, and fragrance, pure essential oils. This is vibrational living. I share all the creations of all my people. They're getting ready to send me some more stuff. so I can begin sharing, and y'all can begin sending the products to one another and storing it up, so we don't have to keep going to all of these places to have our goods and the things that take care of our body. It smells great. I'm telling you, I love this particular product. Aromatherapy. Gets all deep in your skin. It's real good for you. Y'all need to call and look at and talk to and make orders with this person right here. That's Vibrational Living. Right there. livinginvibration.com. Let me just make sure. livinginvibration.com. Vibrational Living LLC at gmail.com. Phone 770-765-5033. Please call them respectfully in the morning for your orders. Vibrational Cook. Facebook at Vibrational Cook. Love y'all. The consuls of the United States of America shall reside in any seaport. That's a court. Of our dominions, that they shall think proper. Our dominions. Our Sultan or our blood heir who wrote this document to give the children some lawful enforcement on the land, say our dominions. What is our dominions? Last time I checked, the land survey had 3/4 of the earth accounted for. So the only place where you can't reside as a consul is 1/4 of the earth. That's probably the area of the Caucasus Mountains where all of the deception happened, and these people and these genetic scientists started using all of the stuff to become their own people group and destroy everybody else. Steal, kill, and destroy. Oh, wonder why he called them the devil. That's what they do. Steal, kill, and destroy. I was supposed to show, property. Yeah. C, D. I appreciate y'all. I know the ones that's been working with me all day today and staying on with this teaching. Property from the law dictionary aspect. I'm going to find this real quick because I want to get it on there. Anika Thomas, good to see you. Damien, good to see you. Kidare Bay, good to see you. Yeah. The reason why I'm trying to do this is because we want a lawful definition of what property is. And please, someone go look up hereditament. While I'm on here looking up this property, please, somebody look up hereditament in the law dictionary and put it in the comment section so everyone has a correct definition of what hereditament are. Yeah. We almost done. See how long it takes me to get through 4 articles, but the Spirit is teaching me how to break it down so that the family can understand how to actually apply the law in the land. Pop. And I'm almost there. Come on, buddy. Proclaim. To promulgate, to announce, to publish by government authority intelligence of public acts or transactions or other matters important to be known by people. To give wide publicity to. Proclaim your nationality, baby. Where are we at? Almost there. Come on. Come on. That which is particular or proper to any person. That which belongs exclusively to one. In the strict legal sense, an aggregate of rights which are guaranteed and protected by the government. The government should be all the collective Asiatic in Al Morocco. That's what the government should be. All of us, anytime we call one another, should call everybody on a 3-way, on a 5-way, or whatever way that we got to, and we should all be speaking to people as a body. Hey, if I'm saying it, you saying it, and all of your family members saying it all at the same time to whoever you're speaking to. The kids are saying it. Yeah, my mom and dad said that. the uncles, the aunties, the cousins, everybody's confirming the same truth when y'all dealing with other body politic peoples. Guaranteed by the government. That's the government. You, the people. The term is said to extend to every species of valuable right and interest. Talking about trust, talking about property, talking about land, talking about documentation, talking about buildings, talking about equipment. Them buildings are yours. You're sitting there walking in and out of the buildings trying to deal with the people. The buildings belong to you. They're your property. So technically you can take the documentation with a whole bunch of people and walk in there and be like, this is my building. A whole bunch of y'all can do that. Let me show you. I'll show you these are my hereditaments. I'll show you these are my desks, my chairs, my computers, everything. Well, what are you talking about? I'm a corporation, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? I own the land by this law. And this is what this say. So, guess what? You can sweep these floors if you like. And no, I don't need to give you Federal Reserve notes. You can just sweep them and go home. Or when you're done sweeping them, why don't you go out into the pure organic garden and get you some fresh organic food so you can continue to think straight and there's no parasites eating your brain from the crazy shit that your parents were doing around here. Oh. Look, that's what I will be doing to them real soon. When my team get together, we're walking in buildings and we're taking over. I'm not sitting talking about no Hotep shit no more. I'm telling you, when I'm done with this, because it's 160, 70 videos this past year. When I'm done with all of these videos and all of our team got all our credentials, when we're done, look, when I'm going to be teaching and preaching is going to be right in these people's faces. Then I'm going to seize everything. Because that's what they did to y'all. They took maritime law, saying that you're dead and lost at sea. And they went and possessed everything. Took over everything, ran in your mama and daddy's house, smacked them around, sat down at the couch table and drank on your shit and watched your TV. And said, do something about it. Well, look, this mug, look, I'm going to do something about it. I don't know what about you. Smack my mama and think I ain't going to do nothing about it. My mama's the land and you got to go. More specifically, ownership, the right to dispose of a thing in every legal way, to possess it, to use it, and to exclude everyone else from interfacing with it. That dominion or indefinite right of use or disposition which one may lawfully exercise over particular things or subject. The highest right a man can have to anything, being used for that right which one has to lands or tenants, goods or chattels, which no way depends on another man's courtesy. Stop playing with me, baby. Property. Y'all got the definition. Now you know it's yours. I'll jap on somebody if they call me and ask me what to do anymore. I will go ham. Unless I know that you're new to the motion and me and this whole thing. If you've been watching me for any amount of time and you call me and you ask me, what do you need to do in order to be all right in this land? I am going to jap on you. I'm going to go in on you. So you better just watch the videos until you figure it out. Oh, I love y'all so much. 23. The Consul of the United States of America shall reside in any court they shall think proper, and they shall be respected and enjoy all privileges which the consuls of any other nation enjoy. And if any citizens of the United States shall contract any debts or engagements, the consul shall not be in any manner accountable for them. If you're a consul, you're not going to be accountable for any of the contracts or engagements or debts, unless he shall give a promise in writing for the payment or fulfilling thereof, without which promise in writing no application to him for any redress shall be made. What did that just say? You can't write to me that I owe you rent unless previously I had already contracted with you before. So stop signing your damn name. The United States Service Corporation cannot lawfully send you a bill for any reason if you haven't contracted with them. And if you say, oh shit, I've contracted, then go find all your contracts and rescind them and then mail them to everybody. And then if they keep on mailing you, walk up to the damn office or wherever the hell they're sending you, they house, they mama crib, they damn dad, they damn daughter's birthday party, whatever, and say, I done told you already I will not contract. Stop damn sending me these bills and contracts and whatever else you're trying to get me to sign, because I know it's some damn fraud. Go where they at. All up in their office, sitting down, eating their $60 damn salad that your organic labors and land done produced for them, and they're eating it. Walk right up to their damn table and put the affidavit and then drink their damn wine. Drink your damn wine that you got out your land, and say, here, you need to read this, and then walk out. Who gonna say something to you? You the air, baby. You need to start smacking people around and drinking your sparkling water and then taking your pinky and talking about some, that's what you're supposed to be doing, baby. Sitting up here looking crazy on these lands like that. 24. If any differences shall arise by either party infringing on any of the articles of this treaty, peace and harmony shall remain notwithstanding in the fullest force until a friendly application shall be made for an arrangement, or until the application shall be rejected. No appeal shall be made to arms. So what the fuck they doing having these pieces on talking to us? If no appeal shall be made to arms, then how come they got this gun on their hip, buddy? Hold on a minute. Before you even walk on my property, you need to disarm yourself. I don't know what the fuck you're going to do with that. I know what I'm going to do with mine. If you keep on walking towards me, I know that. Stop where you at. Take off your equipment before you come onto my property or even get close to me. Otherwise, I'm keeping mine on and we'll see who's faster. There's that bell. Quick in the draw. There's that bell. I bet you my shit. Wow, in your ass, boy. I guarantee you, boy. Man, in your ass, boy. You ain't seen that draw. Man, look. Don't pull on me, baby. It's coming. 50 cal on your ass. And if a war shall break out between the parties, 9 months shall be granted to all subjects of both parties to dispose of their effects and retire with their property. And it is further declared that whenever indulgences in trade or otherwise shall be granted to any of the Christian powers. Who are the Christian powers? Every corporation on this land. That's the Christian powers. Every LLC, every 501, every 508, every filing in any corporate system is the Christian powers. All of your churches, all of your mosques are also Christian powers. What are you talking about? Is a Christian not a Muslim? Yes, let me show you how. Christ means anointed. IAN means one. Anointed one means a person who's been spiritually touched by the spiritual application of a healing presence. That's what the anointing is. So when you're dealing with people that got the whoo about them, it's so mystical or mysterious, now you know what it is. And you ain't got to be all mesmerized by the spiritual application of what the meaning of the anointing is. Ooh, come on, baby, teach. You say, what is that on them? When you walk around, it's the aroma, it's a presence of a person whose energy is operating or vibrating in their being at a pure rate. A rate where the mind isn't corrupt, it isn't judging people and tripping out and going crazy and damaging itself and destroying or talking crazy to itself. A sound mind, and I have not been given a spirit, a mind, an energy of fear, but of love and of power and of a sound mind. Yeah. That's right, girl. Yes. Straight up. And have no, and feel no nothing. Feel no nothing. Yes, you do. So, all the mothers, I'll show you where to get yours and how to get yours. And if these jokers want to keep on popping your babies, I'll show you how to do what you, hey, just to do what it do, baby. Make it do what it do. I'll teach you how to do what it do. Hey, head of the heart. Look, they gonna learn. If the males don't want to do it, if the patriarchs don't want to do it, if the sons don't want to do it, we got enough matriarchs on my line right now, and they ready to go. We got enough C-stars on my line right now, and they ready to go. So, hey, if y'all sons don't want to hit me up, and y'all want to go bang for these babies and for this land, then I call up all of my matriarchs and all of my C-stars, and y'all can do whatever the hell y'all doing. Because we finna get right in the land. To dispose of their effects and retire with their property. And it is further declared that whatever indulgences in trade or otherwise should be granted to any of the Christian powers. The citizens of the United States shall be equally entitled to them. All right, so we have to distinguish now. Who are the citizens of the United States? At the time that this was written, the United States was 13 republics, constituting of Asiatic Moors who were officiating government. These 13 republics were running shit. The other 30, 29, 39, 41, whatever. I'm 52, 42, 39. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm close. The other 39 were tripping. They weren't trying to enforce the Constitution the way that it was written by all the republics when we first started. So those de facto, spurious British legalese people wrote all of this, and they usurped the organic constitution and laws that we were supposed to be officiating in Congress. Now y'all know the treaty and the laws and the articles that you can connect, or that connect you to the 1963 Vienna Convention. You take the articles and or the treaty and you attach to the convention when you're executing. And when they say, point for point, I got the treaty, I got the Constitution, I got the 1963 Vienna Convention, they all refer to consuls, one by one by one. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let everything be established. The witness is the law. That's already written. 1 witness, Vienna Convention by the law. 2 witnesses, Constitution. 3 witnesses, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. What more do you need? Come on, baby. James Steele, good to see you. Roger Marcus, good to see you. I'm glad y'all not asking any questions, which tells me that this, you determine in your mind that this works for a lot of remedies. Because most people say, do it work for cars, do it work for land, do it work for this. Well, I'm talking about how it works, and guess what? Ain't nobody asking any questions. So we probably good. Exempt from taxation. Consular officers and consular employees and members of their families forming part of the household shall be exempt from all dues and taxes, personal or real, national, regional, municipal, except. What I just say? Exempt from taxes. Exempt from personal or real, national, regional, or municipal, except indirect taxes of a kind which are normally incorporated in the price of goods or services. Dues or taxes on private immovable property situated in the territory of the receiving state, subject to the provisions of Article 32. C. Estate, succession of inheritance duties and duties on transfers levied by the receiving state, subject to the provisions of paragraph of Article 51. Levies, levying, lien, transfers, estates, accounts. They have your account numbers. They have the actual digital credit, the credit number of which your entire wealth of your estate has been since they started tracking the wealth estate through numbers all the way through time. And they push the button and they're transferring as your fake trustees through to fund the operations of the corporation. As you begin to beat them and learn how to navigate and integrate yourself into the own system and get your codes and your numbers and access to your own family estate, you're going to be the one pushing the buttons. In the meantime, you got to gather together and start creating some new stuff until you can get to all of that. Estate succession or inheritant duties. They knew this. The people knew this. They knew that we were going to be having trust and duties as governments, and succession of them, and transfers in the trust. Dues and taxes on private income, including capital gains, having its source in the receiving state, and capital taxes related to investments made in commercial or financial undertakings in the receiving state. Every time they do anything with your name, that is commercial transactions and financial undertakings in the receiving state. So Elaine calls me and she say, Amunra, OT. I say, what's good? She say, hey, you told me about this GMEIutility.org. When I first typed it in, it had 5,000 contracts. She said when I typed it in again, it had 100 contracts. What the hell happened? Are they messing with my stuff? I said, well, it depends on how you check it in. But listen, those 5,000 contracts that are open with Elaine's social security number, those are the commercial or financial undertakings in the receiving state. Those are the capital, taxes, and related investments of everything that's going on with your estate. So we start with the ones who's local. When we're looking on the page, when we see all of our contracts, we start calling these people. Hey, I'm the owner of these contracts. Oh, we're maturating? Oh, you turned it over? What you got for me today? What you got for the beneficiary today, baby? What you saying to me? Hey, yeah, cuz it's supposed to be on your plate. Nana Woo Woo. Is that mama? That is mama. Hey, Nana Woo Woo. Registrations, court or record fees, mortgage dues, and stamp duties, subject to the provision of Article 3. Man, you know I'm going to be having millions in stamp duties. I've been stamping millions. I've been licking all these stamps, sending this shit out to y'all. Stamp taxes, baby. Mortgage dues and stamp duties, subject to the Article 32. Members of the service staff shall be exempt from dues and taxes on the wages which they receive from their services. So all of y'all that I'm paying for doing the work of the consuls, what website? Hi, love. www.amunraestatetrust.com. There is my contact information and some of the information that I'm sharing here. I'm trying to, I got to revise the website to start fitting some of the new stuff we're doing. But you go on there and review it. I hope you enjoy the content. But really, the website is normally my Facebook profile. Chatu Kami. I'm trying to let everyone know that comes on here what lawful document they can use to begin to free their people so they don't have to continue to deal with the oppression of the service corporation. Now, all of the Moors and the Asiatics for the last year keep on calling everybody talking about remedy. What is the lawful documents and what is the things that's going to do and what are we going to use in order to have help on the land? Really? Well, let me show you what we're going to use. Because I know everybody's talking to me about the consulate and the Moorish American Federal Republic and everything like that. Hey, baby, good evening to you, Michelle or Neil. Probably the way I am because of women like you who study and put the information where it needs to be in its proper context. Come on with it. So these documents, Vienna Convention, Constitution, Treaty of Peace and Friendship, and a few other ones that I have that tie his blood rights back to the land. Who wants to look at the 10-10-59-05 by Prophet Noble Drew Ali that showed the 9 departments of how we're supposed to be operating in government and why is the Moorish Science Temple of America not teaching and pushing these particular activities of the Grand Sheik, whose Act 1, they were supposed to be enforcing Act 1? Oh, somebody's forgetting to enforce Act 1, aren't they? Yeah. Article 50, exempt from customs, duties, and inspection. The receiving state shall, in accordance with such laws and regulations as it may adopt, permit entry of and grant exemption from all customs, duties, taxes, and related charges, other than charges for storage, cartage, and similar services. The only thing that you could be charged for is storage. Storage fees. Guess what you're going to be storing? You should be storing the information of every fucking colonizer that exists in your land. You should be storing the information and you should be knowing of their activities at all times in your land. They're the ones kidnapping your babies off the street. They're the one harvesting your organs. They're the one drinking your blood because it's your 666 carbon and your DNA, your mitochondria energy that feeds them and keeps their genetic structure okay. If they didn't have your carbon and your DNA and your mitochondria merge with their DNA, they will dissipate. They will dissolve. Their genetics will destroy. It will be gone. There will be no more. So they take you, your body parts, your essence, your spirit, your molecules, and they make food. It's been scientifically proven. You can watch it all over the world. They take your babies, they harvest your organs, they drink your blood, and they do all of this. The people say that it's witchcraft or magic or anything like that. They got shit to do with that. It has to do with science. Our genetics help their genetics be better and survive and live. So everything they do secretly is to make sure they're consuming our genetics. Stop playing with me. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Woo! So let's cut our genetics off from them. Let's do that. How do we do that? By not allowing them to have anything of ours. Not allowing their being to consume anything of ours. Not our history, not our culture, not our tradition, nothing. And we're going to do the same thing. After we get all the data and get all the English, whatever, and all the books that they ever wrote, and all the communications and all of that shit, we're going to burn all of that shit. Everything. I'm going to Nicholas Tesla. I'm going to use my chakras, and I'm going to look at them, and I'm going to just go, and that shit's going to go, and then ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And then I want to pin the real truth from my DNA of our family and history again. That's why they say the pen is mightier than the sword, because they used the pen to write you out of history. And we're going to use the pen to write ourselves right back in. That's what your writs and your affidavits are about. You should be writing something every day on a piece of paper that you could send to another somebody. Every day. All of the truths of your family, you should be writing. Every day. All of the creations, you should be writing every day. If you don't know how to write the way that your brain tells you to. And whatever it is, language that you created when you was writing, that's your shit. Start teaching people everything you just learned in yourself. You just taught yourself a new language. Start teaching people that. I'm telling you. Look, what you think? It's creation. You creating all day. People got to respect your creations. Articles for the official use of the consular post, articles for the personal use of a consular officer or members of his family forming part of his household, including articles intended for his establishment, that is a trust, including articles intended for his establishment, that is your trust. The articles intended for consumption shall not exceed the quantities necessary for direct utilization by the persons concerned. We're not talking about you. You use your shit as much as you want until you full and feeling good. Another person from another country come in and just start eating on your shit, drinking on your shit, using your shit, wasting your shit. Look, America's the leading demon and the waste of the world. No, you are. Not America. Not the service corporation. The leading demon and the waste of the world is you, because you the one wasting all of that shit. Service corporation is coming to pick up your trash because you don't know how to utilize all the shit that's given to you. Did you know our ancestors used to use every part of everything for something? Now we just be bone, throwing the bone at you. It's stuff in the marrow that we need. We're trying to throw the marrow away. It's stuff in the bone that we need. We throwing the bone away. We throwing the pieces of the meat away. Oh, so full. The belly is bigger than the eyes. Oh, so full. We eating. We put our plate. Look, I even did it today. I got food in this bowl right here. Why? Because I made more than myself could eat. We go outside and instead of doing what's natural and just eating, I'm feeling good. The parasites in your brain is making you think you got to be like flesh eating your brain up, making you think you got to do the same thing to the rest of the flesh you're looking at. Look at you now. You're dead. Look at you now. Yeah. Consular employees shall enjoy the privileges and exemptions specified in paragraph 1 of this article in respect of articles imported at the time of first installation. Ooh, I love Article 51, baby. Yeah, come on with it, baby. Personal baggage accompanying consular officers and members of their families forming part of their households shall be exempt from inspection. It may be inspected only if there is serious reason to believe that it contains articles other than those referred to in subparagraph of paragraph 1 of this article or articles, the import or export of which is prohibited by the laws and regulations of the receiving state, of which are subject to its quarantine laws and regulations. Such inspection shall be carried out in the presence of the consular officer or a member of his family's concern. So, what does that look like? Sheriff, corporate policy member, person coming to turn off your damn lights, the electrical companies, what does it look like? DHS workers, what does it look like? The education system, what does it look like? Principals of schools, what does it look like? Corporate body members, the CEO, the supervisor, whatever. This is what it looks like. The export, when they come to you to contract, the very first thing that you're going to want to do is gather the information of who they are, the colonizer, and then quarantine that shit. And then anybody else that comes and asks, you have the information, you determine who gets it and who don't. Isn't that how they treat you? That's what the lady said to me when I called her. Oh, I'm not able to give out her private number, but I'll take yours. Get your ass out of here. You won't, but I'm going to get as much information out of you as I can so I can sue your ass. Article 51, a state of a member of the consular post or of a member of his family. What I just say? Create a trust. How long have we been saying create a trust? I have a template. I love y'all. I will give this to you. I used to create them, but now I have a template. And I don't have to sit and pretend like a lot of these hoteps taking your names and putting them in the template and not doing anything else with all the shit that's around the land, then sending you in and making you think that's a real trust. I'll go over it with you, okay? You can insert your name. We can put your geographical locations and show you exactly what need to be. Listen, Delilah Passay created a trust in 1973. Listen, I'm telling y'all the truth. The Taj Tariq Bay flash drive they sent around the land had this trust on it, okay? I'm telling y'all the truth, so y'all don't get fucked up around here on the land. I see this trust. The dirty Moors out there was using this trust and slanging it to people and leaving Delilah Passay's name in the trust. Filing on the record, making these people think that they got their property in their land. They ain't changed nothing. They ain't changed the graphics. Ain't changed the names. Ain't changed nothing. Man, boy, you better stop listening to people. This is talking about the states, Article 51. Y'all make sure y'all highlight that and write it, circle it, Article 51. In the event of the death of a member of the consular post or of a member of his family forming part of his household, the receiving state, that's you, or the person that's receiving you, shall permit the export of the movable property of the deceased, with the exception of such property acquired in the receiving state, the export which is prohibited at the time of his death. Now you have to listen. The death has to do with the killing of the bond. In the Admiralty law, when it's dead and lost at sea, the death has to do with the killing of the bond that is associated with the body that they're using as surety, as usury, your wealth and your energy as usury on the market. You see? That's the death, the killing of the bond. So, what that means is, you permit the export or the import, that means the moving of the documentation of the bonding agent to and from the different locations around the world, which would be the courts or the banks that are taking the information and using it to escheat your estate, to siphon and filter the money and use it as usury around the world. What are they pledging to the world? Your debt. Their debt, excuse me. They're pledging your economic resource, your energy to the world through Reaganomics, to nomics, period. Woo! Micro and macro. Writing it down. The accountants of the world. Matter of fact, when you go spend all your monies, Federal Reserve notes that you labored for and wasted your time to get on all of these presents for all of these people, all of the corporate entities are going to take all your money and go shove it somewhere, burn it or do whatever, and write the numbers, clock, do their accounting, put it all up, put it in a bank. They're going to go purchase commodities from around the world first. Actual tangible commodities. They're going to take the numbers from all of y'all's estates and go trade and do contracts and buy commodities and land and mountains and rivers and go. Then they're going to come back after the holidays of tricking you and buying all of that shit and sit in your land and do the same commercial micronomics shit that they was doing. While you keep on buying up their shit. Feeding them, giving them power, being usury. This is C. Shall permit the export and import at the time of death. Shall not levy national, regional, or municipal estate. That means them motherfuckers can't lien you. You can lien them, but they can't lien you. Why? Because death of the bond, the instrument used to siphon your energy, is now dead. It's gone. How? Because you said to them motherfuckers, I know that by way of this admiralty and this bullshit y'all done did in this 1666 and this Cestui Que Vie Trust, you looked at me as dead and lost that seat. Now, I know for a fact that's not what I am. So, guess what? You can't have none of my information. Nowhere. Woo! Come on with it. And you can't levy. Shall not levy. Let's do that. Because I think levy has a lot more to do. I wouldn't be led to go here unless it was somewhat. Give me 1 second. Woo! Come on, get it, baby. We almost there. There's a couple more articles left. Y'all ain't tired. True. Levy. To assess, raise, execute, exact, collect, gather, take up, seize. Thus to levy, assess, exact, raise, or collect a tax. A levy, raise or set up. A nuisance, to levy, acknowledge. Right there. Look. Don't acknowledge the presence of my estate. If my bond isn't providing your corporate entity with the energy it needs to continue to operate and colonize this land, you have no authority to even think about my estate. Black's Law, yes, love. And it's ironic, whoever created this in Minnesota, Black's Law, black means civilly mortus, but you got a law dictionary that make you alive. look at the irony of that. Yeah. Exempt from personal services and contributions. The receiving state shall exempt members of the consular post and members of their families forming part of their household from all personal services and from all public services of any kind whatsoever, and from military obligations such as those connected with requisitioning the Reconquista, the Spanish Conquista, come on with it. The con man, they went around and they was killing everybody, enforcing through violence everybody to say, I'm a Christian. That's it. They would go and they said, anyone who doesn't profess this faith, kill them, torture them, destroy them, burn them alive, maim them, everything. And that's what they did everywhere. So, the connected with requisitioning, military contributions, and ability. What did this just say? Let me get it. From all public services of any kind whatsoever. You ain't supposed to be using shit they got. But you wouldn't need to if you went and possessed that which belonged to you. You think it's not yours, so you go in there and you're using it as if it belongs to them. You're all timid, you ain't drinking. Man, look, I walked the hell up in there, boy. All up on that lady's desk, boy. Her shit, look, I be having it right by your phone. I be looking at them jokers, talking to them, yeah? Uh-huh. Why am I sitting here like this? Because I own this land. Why are you sitting there like this? Because you working? Oh, that's great. I'm glad you working. Who you working for? Oh, the Service Corporation. Great. Guess who I'm working for? Nobody. Maybe the Lord. I'm just on the Lord's side. Maybe that's who I'm working for. I'm just on the Lord. I'm just doing. I love Bojangles, baby. I'm just doing the Lord's work, baby. Look, Article 53, beginning and ending and end of consular privilege immunities. Every member of the consular post shall enjoy the privileges and immunities provided in present convention from the moment he enters the territories of the receiving state on proceeding to take up his post, if already in its territory, from the moment when he enters on his duties with the consular post. Woo! Yeah, that girl, look. Honey, look, she's his pal. Honey, I wish they understood. Honey, where I'm at, I ain't nowhere. Look, they all worried. They all trying, what do I do? Oh, my family, everything. Oh, look, honey, I'm in the prime world, baby. This is an illusion. I know where I'm at. You don't know where you at. You looking at this stuff thinking that you here. You're not here. You better find out where you at. That's what you better do. Get it going. Woo! Yeah. What are we doing? Every member of the consular post shall enjoy territory and duties. Members of the family of a member of the consular post forming part of his household and members of his private staff shall receive the privileges and immunities provided in the present convention from the date from which he enjoys privileges and immunities in accordance with paragraph 1 of this article, or from the date of their entry into the territory of the receiving state, or from the date of their becoming a member of such family or private staff, whichever is the latest. Bing, 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 bing. Come on, come on, come on. What was the date? The date that the contractual agreement between the blood-born heirs of the land and any other person that comes on the land, 1786 and 87, when they write on articles 20 through 24, that was the day you entered as a consul onto your own land. So you've been enjoying privileges since 1786 and 87. Woo! Come on with it, baby. How are we not going to pay rent? How are we not going to do this? How are we not going to do that? I'm telling you right now. When the functions of a member of the consular post have come to an end, his privileges and immunities and those of a member of his family forming part of his household or a member of his private staff shall normally cease at the moment when the person concerned leaves the receiving state or on the expiry of a reasonable period in which to do so, whichever is sooner. So as I'm reading it, my concepts, as my mind begins to really possess that I am the heir, I'm starting to articulate and see and receive how it really applies to us as heirs on the land. But shall subsist until that time, even in case of armed conflict. In the case of the persons referred to in paragraph 2 of this article, their privileges and immunities shall come to an end when they cease to belong to the household or to be in the service of a member of the consular post provided. Listen, what is this saying? When they cease to belong to the household or to be in the service of a member of the consular post provided. You're not a member if you're a corporation. You're not a member if you're dead and lost at sea. You're not a member if you're still black. You're not a member if you don't have a nationality. You're not a member if you're not a consul. But before any of that, if you don't have the knowledge that you're a blood-born right to the land, your heir blood right to the land, then you're not a party to this conversation. Or to be in the service of a member of the consular post provided. However, that if such persons intend leaving the receiving state within a reasonable period thereafter, their privileges and immunities shall subsist until the time of their departure. This was specifically written because, come on, bring it to me. The colonizing, occupying territory is looking at us as enemy combatants. So in order to circumvent any colonizing, occupying person looking at you as an enemy combatant, is say, even if war is going on, even in the case of armed conflict. So right now, you're in armed conflict because the people who are occupying your territory look at you as an enemy combatant. That's why before you walk up, their hand is on their gun. You're asking them what they're doing. They're following protocol. They're colonizers. Somebody's walking up on them that they don't know. Guess what they're going to do? Protect themselves. Because that's what a colonizer does. What is an heir supposed to do on their land? Fucking protect themselves. What the hell? When they put their gun on their hip, you're supposed to put your hand on your gun. and say, hey, Joker, what you doing? And they gonna say, hey, what you doing? And I'm saying, I'm an heir to the land. That's why I got this gun. And you say, I'm a colonizer. That's why I got this gun. Well, come on, man. Number 4. However, with respect to acts performed by a consular officer or a consular employee in the exercise of his functions, immunity from jurisdiction shall continue to subsist without limitation of time. It just said, if any of your corporation does anything, your jurisdiction has no authority for all time. That means no colonizer can say shit to you, according to this document. Come on with it, baby. In the event of the death of a member of a consular post, the members, soon. Obligations of third states. Article 54. Third states. I got it. Come on. What's a third state? 3 states. There's 3 types of states. There's a state that's formed by a family. There's a state national, a state that's a family e-state, state national, e-state. 2 different kinds. The third state, corporation, is imitating itself as a state. So now you have 3 states I just showed you. First, the state national, then the family that shows that they're a state within the state national, the family unit, and then the colonizer that's acting like he is a state. So it says obligations of third states. Third states are the splinter cells in each republic that are officiated if they're operating consular activities correctly, which people who are trained in this come over here and they have embassies. That's what they're doing. If they're doing that correctly, then this is in effect. They're the third state. They're from another country or another people group. They're the third state. Their responsibility for the heirs that are operating in consul is this. I'm getting ready to tell you their responsibility to you. Come on, that was good. Thank you, Prophet. You worked that out right there on the spot. I appreciate you. Yeah. If a consular officer passes through or is in the territory of a third state, which has granted him a visa, if a visa was necessary. So somebody comes into my home. I say, okay, you from another country. You cool. I got your back. The same shit they do to you. I'm going to protect you. Me and my states got your back. You know, we got you. Sign off on it. You can pass. Cool. That's how I go. Tamia Dyson. I told you to use them for everything. Use your star man for everything. Go to every single school that you can think of, and you apply to 1,000 classes and get all the loans and the grants of FRNs, everything, all of it, as quick as you can. All the credits, all the grants, everything, all the loans, get it all in your star man name. The same way they use your star man to do what? Siphon your energy. You use your star man to benefit off his energy. Same thing. Since you own the motherfucker, you can't get in no trouble. Why? Because all you got to do is say, I'm the administrator of this estate by way of what? This document. I'm trying to told y'all how to do it any court, anywhere, anybody that come to your face. This birth certificate is instrument used to prove that you're the administrator of your estate. Certificate of live birth. There's 2. One that you create and one that was created for commercial activities. If a consular officer passes through or is in the territory of a third state, which has granted him a visa, was necessary while proceeding to take up or return to his post, or when returning to the sending state, the third state shall accord to him all immunities provided for by the other articles of the present convention as may be required to ensure his transit or return. The same shall apply in the case of any member of his family forming part of his household, enjoying such privileges and immunities, who are accompanying the consular officer or traveling separately to join him or to return to the sending state. Hey, person from another country, sure, you can enjoy the fruits of my land. Hey, when you get done, when you go back and I send you back home, you can share with all the people how beautiful this land is and how beautiful the people are. It's real simple. They come to your home. I ain't talking about, that's what you're doing. You walk into these Asian stores and these citizens from other countries who came and built some shit on your land. Imagine that. Somebody from another country coming to build some shit on your land. It ain't because anything they got to do. It's because you ain't built nothing. So somebody else got to come build some shit. Once you start building something, then everybody else will be looking and say, hey, There's already stuff built there. We can't build nothing there. Duh. How about you go tear that shit down? Every last one of you that's going in eating all that crazy shit from all of those places and you don't even know where it comes from, how about you go tear that shit down? Because according to you, they don't have rights to be there. According to them and the service corporations, they do. So by rights, you can go tear it down. And then when the service corporation or the people or everybody says, why did all you people just tear this shit down? You can say, because they didn't ask us before they built whatever they built to be here. The fuck are you saying to me? I'm gonna go tear some shit down real soon. You're gonna see it. And they're gonna be like, OT baby, why you do all of that to those people? And I'm gonna be like, cause this is my land, I need to build. Then they say, it's nothing personal, it's just business. That's what they said to me, looking at me. Oh yeah, okay. In circumstances similar to those specified in paragraph 1 of this article, third states shall not hinder the transit through their territory of other members of the consular post or of members of their families forming part of their households. I'm going after all 7-Elevens, by the way. When I go in there and I be treating those Muslims with respect and laughing with them and chilling, they be turning their nose up at me, looking at me crazy. When I put my goods to buy, their goods, they created that shit. I didn't. When I put their goods to buy from them, that I use my energy and my economic resource to further their corporate activities on my land, when I put it on there, he looked at me and said, and grabbed it and gave it back to me. Motherfucker, how are you going to have the audacity to be having some type of stupid-ass attitude and you doing business in my land? And I'm giving you free rights to do that. And you ain't paid me shit for doing it. You got it good, buddy. Matter of fact, where the bank at? The obligations of third states under paragraph 1, 2, and 3 of this article shall apply to the persons mentioned respectively in those paragraphs, and to official communications and to consular bags whose presence in the territory of the third state is due to force majeure. Listen, because this is important. The obligation of third states under paragraph 1, 2, and 3, so review paragraph 1, 2, and 3 of this article, shall also apply to the persons mentioned respectively in those paragraphs, and to official communications and to consular bags, whose presence, the presence alone, whose presence in the territory of the third state is due to force majeure. And that's M-A-J-E-U-R-E. I think I'm going to go see that one. M-A-J-E-U-R-E. Come on with it, baby. I want to see that. I know it's close. Force majeure, meaning superior force, also known as cas fortuit or causus fortuitius. Chance occurrence, unavoidable accident, is a common clause in contracts that essentially frees both parties from, liability or obligation. Ooh, that's beautiful. So y'all better make sure that y'all using that for sure. That is beautiful. So your presence is due to force preventing you from being liable for any contracts. That's what that just said. Article 55. Without prejudice to their privileges and immunities, it is the duty of all persons enjoying such privileges and immunities to respect the laws and regulations of the receiving state. They also shall have a duty not to interfere with the internal affairs of the estate. What are y'all talking about? You giving this information by consent and you don't have to. Hell no. You can't have my name. You can't have my social. You can't have my birth certificate. You can't have none of my information. No. But I can have yours. Y'all just consent. So with this particular document, you know you don't have to give any information up anymore. The consular premises shall not be used in any manner incompatible with the exercise of consular functions. Make sure you're telling people about nationality. That's your consular function. The provision of paragraph 2 of this article shall not exclude the possibility of offices of other institutions or agencies being installed in part of the building in which the consular premises are situated. There's your grocery stores, there's your schools, there's your offices, there's your businesses, because it just said that the provisions of this article shall not exclude the possibilities of offices or other institutions or agencies being installed in part of the building in which the consular premises are situated. So here's your home. This is your consular premises. You look outside and you say, I want to attach a grocery store or a greenhouse. So then you go the fuck outside and you put some glass up and some whatever that material is, and you make a greenhouse and you attach it and you say, hey, this is part of the consulate post. And that's an installment, baby. Now you have your grocery store. Woo, baby. Come on with it, baby. I'm trying to told y'all how to do it. Assigned to them are separate from those used by consular posts. In the event that said officers shall not, for the purpose of the present convention, be considered to form part of the consular premises. Now look, listen. Please, don't come into my life and make me think that you're ready to be a part of this mission and movement and have me sit and spend my time giving all of this information, which I know who you are because you've done it to me a few times already. You'll call me up, get a whole bunch of information, be all excited with me, and try to get it up out of me. And y'all know how I am, and then you don't have to pay shit or contribute your own energy back to me, and then you're gone. Listen, the next person that makes me believe that you're part of this mission to get the information out of me that you think you care, not only am I gonna blast you on Facebook, but I'm going to talk about you. If you're not willing to be consistent to do this work, then leave me alone. Period. Please do not contact me, because I have work to do. These babies need to get fed and healed. And these matriarchs, they need to have a conscious mind about what's going on in their spiritual self so they could be able to break the curses off the sons, and the sons could get to doing what they need to do. Yeah. Article 56, Insurance Against Third-Party Risk. Members of the consular post shall comply with any requirements imposed by the laws and regulations of the receiving state in respect of insurance against third-party risk arising from the use of any vehicle, vessel, or aircraft. Now listen, when we say laws, hey Stacy, good to see you, girl. When we say laws, we're not talking about the codes and the statutes and the USC codes that are instituted or written from the United States Service Corporation. We're talking about the constitutional principles of the republics that have written their constitutions. There's only 13. Or when you look up the Quran Norbis Writ, you will see the republics who you can refer to their constitutions. If they have a constitution, ask for it. Whatever says in the constitution, obey it. Then when you're as a consul, or your house, or your land, or your estate, or your property, or hereditaments are operating as commercial activities, they're cool. 50 talking about, look, doing the work of the consulate ain't contacting me. Doing the work of the Moorish American consulate ain't contacting me for nothing. Ain't said hi, ain't asked me how I'm doing, none of that. But I'm doing their work. Ain't even got the title no more. Doing their work. Hey. Article 57. Special provisions concerning private gainful occupation. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen when it comes to the Moorish American Consulate in OT Bay. This is what's going to happen. As a judicial body, they voted me in. And as a judicial body, a contractual agreement was signed by the Grand Sheikh Tashriq Bey, who is one of the heads of the Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. Because of that contractual agreement and wet ink signature, I'm not going to do anything that has to do with operating out the consulate until that contract has been rescinded. They want to play these games with me and ask me to privately step down as a consulate post, which I did. The judicial body, the 9 members, never voted me out. They never proved that I had an egregious act, which on my contract says that I can keep operating as a consul unless I have an egregious act against the Moor. Because they didn't prove that, I'm still a consul. until they bring me to court and prove evidence, because they say they're an Article 3 court. They say that they're operating judicial powers on the land. Then they have a responsibility to call me to court. And they have to prove the evidence against me that I did something to the Moors that injured them. Once they prove that, then they can rescind the contract that they gave me to be a consulate for the Central Post head of Central America and Mexico. Now, that's what's going to happen with the consulate in OT Bay at the end of it. You want me to stop operating as a consul for the Moorish American consulate, then you publicly bring me to trial, prove my crimes, and then revoke my consulate post duties. If you don't do it lawfully by way of the courts and by real, then you ain't no consulate. And none of the people should respect you as one. And I'll be glad to be the example, because we need our judicial body to learn how to do it properly anyway. I'll be glad to have them, as a judicial body, call me to court and have the 9 judicial body members prove, by way of all of the information that they have gathered, any accusation against me. Who is accusing me in the Moorish American consulate? I don't have to tell y'all that, because I love them people and I wouldn't do them like that. But the person that was accusing me has a responsibility to prove their accusation. Woo! And due process? Was I stripped of that by the same people who are proclaiming to do that? Due process? I think I was. Did I have the right to face my accusers? I don't think I did yet. Oh, well, until then, guess what? I'm enforcing this Constitution, baby. Because you see the mission statement of the consulate is say. Enforcing the Constitution is say. Enforcing the law, ecclesiastical body. Well, you better do what you say. Or somebody could actually call you a liar. Career consular officers shall not carry on for personal profit any professional or commercial activity in the receiving state. Privileges and immunities provided in this chapter shall not be accorded. Hold on. What did you just say? Career consular officers shall not carry on for personal profit any professional or commercial activity in the receiving state. Do you think for a second that some of the grand sheiks of the Moorish Science Temple of America aren't lawfully recognized as consuls? Not only are they lawfully recognized as consuls from the Vienna Convention, but they're also recognized as LLC owners. Isn't that a conflict of interest when this just said you can't carry on for personal profit any professional or commercial activity in the receiving state? Really? You're receiving tithes from the people and dues. You're preaching and teaching. You got on the table a whole bunch of pamphlets and teaching material. Isn't that commercial activity? Isn't that personal profit? And the grand sheik goes home and he takes home some of what he gets from the people buying all the materials that he done cut, copy, and pasted over the course of period from all the master teachers that done gave us the information for free. Now this person likes to... The boy, they call me and tell me everything. Why Sabir Bey was cut, copy, and pasting a whole bunch of laws and then putting them in a book and trying to sell it as his own in Carolina, and Carolina people got him. He had to run from Carolina because he was deceiving those people over there and do whatever he's doing somewhere else. And now, yes, they was putting their mouth on me this whole time. And while they was putting their mouth on me for no reason, because they don't even know me and I ain't never met them, guess what? Everybody was calling me, just giving me all type of information about what they was doing all around the land. I'm getting it all. Shh, why? Why? Please tell me why I gotta shoot. Shh. Oh, look. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave all of them alone. Because they shouldn't have been touching me. They shouldn't have been molesting me with those thoughts and accusing me and calling me a fake Moor and tripping out on me for no reason and letting their ego get involved instead of just sitting and hearing somebody trying to help with the law. They shouldn't have been molesting and touching me. Now I have a divine privilege of feeling good about coming back and smacking them a couple times. Special provisions concerning private gainful occupation. Occupation. Think about that word. Occupation. Think about that word, please. Yeah, I know, love. All right, I'll be tactful. My bad. I appreciate y'all. All of y'all that have actually labored in the law, and gave your energy to the people. And I still respect and honor that man, no matter what he do, because I have been found to do things I ain't got no business doing either. So no, I'm not judging. I'm just stating things that have been happening throughout the land that gave me a little chuckle after everything was found out. Employee, employer. Yeah, that's right. Article 57, special provisions concerning private gainful occupation. Career consular officers shall not carry on for personal profit any professional or commercial activity in the receiving state. Privileges and immunities provided in this chapter shall not be accorded to consular employees or to members of the service staff who carry on any private gainful occupation in the receiving state. To members of the family of a person referred to in subparagraph of this paragraph, or to members of his private state. To members of the family of a member of the consular post who themselves carry on any private gainful occupation in the receiving state. Chapter 3. Regime. Listen, have you even fucking heard this word in this long? Regime. Let me just... What the fuck? The last time I heard that, I was in emperor's times. Regime. Hold on a minute. Let's get it right. A government, especially an authoritarian one. Who said it was wrong to be an authoritative government? They want to put all these these concepts around you. An authoritarian, a tyrant, or this and that. Listen. The heirs got a right to do whatever the hell they want. And that don't make them authoritarians or totalitarians or tyrannicals or anything like that. It makes them lords. That's it. Of the land. So don't let them tell you when you're walking around exercising your lordship that you're being a tyrant or some type of authoritative figure and that's not the way to do government or nothing like that. Yeah, the fuck right. Because that's what the hell all of them colonizers are doing. Running around an authoritarian exerciser. A government. When I walk up in there, you won't have a fucking second to be turning your nose up at me. What, boy? Look, I will be both ways. I will curse you out and use the articulate language of the law at the same time. You will get both all in one. Bitch, what the fuck are you looking at? Now, hold on. You know the provisions of this article say. What the fuck you looking at, bitch? You know the provisions of this article say. Come on, man. You better stop playing with me. Regime relating to honorary consular officers and consular post heads by such officers. You're all honorary. You're all honorary already by way of your blood. Ooh. The blood, it reaches to the highest mountain. Why do you think they was talking about the blood so much, baby? Come on, man. The blood of the lamb. Who was the lamb? Who was the lamb? The Asiatic nation. Why? Why are they the lamb? Because they blood is everything. You slaughter the lamb, you get their blood, and ooh, you got some energy because you got their genetic and DNA substance in your being now. All of them crazy ass church people. The blood, eat the flesh and the body of your Asiatic ass. They eating your blood all day. It's crazy ass ritualistic ass practices they be doing. That's right. General provisions relating to facilities, privileges, and immunities. I didn't need the guns. I just prayed to my ancestral spirits to bring it out my DNA. Show me the truth. I ain't running around on the land trying to just look. Anyway, Articles 28, 29, 30, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, Paragraph 3 of Article 54 and Paragraph 2 and 3 of Article 55 shall apply to consular posts headed by an honorary consular officer. In addition to the facilities, privileges, and immunities of consular posts shall be governed. Ooh, y'all gonna love this, cause it's coming, baby. Now this is the juice. This is the meat. Why y'all been on here with me all day? Yeah. Privileges and immunities provided in the present convention shall not be accorded to members of the family of an honorary consular officer or of a consular employee employed by consular post headed by an honorary consular officer. That basically means We know a lot of you Moorish Science Temple of America members is only going to give the conveyance of the Prophet trust to the select few that you choose. So, if you're going to do that, then the privileges and the immunities shall not apply to the rest of your crazy-ass, nappy-headed children that's running around in these temples. That's what that just said. Instead of giving it to the whole body when they come in to be taught what they needed, you're just going to give the keys to the select bloodline of your family and you raise them up so they have the perks. No, you give it to the whole Asiatic nation. Yeah. If you can't say it from the podium of your building, walk out the fucking building and start telling the people on the streets the truth. Because I'm going to force you to come out your buildings and tell them, or I'm going to come into your buildings and tell them. Either way, they're going to get told the truth. So it's up to you which one. If you don't want me in your buildings, talking to you grand sheiks, you Moorish Science temples, you churches, then you're going to come out of them and tell the people the truth. Yeah. Yeah. The exchange of consular bags between two consular posts headed by honorary consular officers in different states shall not be allowed without the consent of the two receiving states concerned. Article 59, Protection of the consular premises. The receiving state shall take such steps as may be necessary to protect the consular premises of a consular post head by an honorary consular officer against any intrusion or damage and to prevent any disturbance of the peace of the consular post or impairment of its dignity. That's 59. Say what about a warrant? You have a warrant? I don't give a fuck. I got my law. So, all of y'all who are worried about warrants right now, there you go. Consular premises of a consular post. This is Article 60. Exemption from taxation of consular premises. Consular premises of a consular post headed by honorary consular officers of which the sending state is the owner or leasee. Now, here's where it is. The owner and the leasee. The leasee is the service corporation. The owner is those whom the heir give ownership rights to. So that could be the service corporation if you have a contractual agreement in place as the heir of the estate to what corporate entity you are in contract with providing services to your children on the land. If you have restaurant or grocery store or whatever, when my children come in here, they're to be allowed to get whatever the fuck they want. When they're done, they're to be left alone. They're to be able to leave. Oh, well, by royal rights. Here you go. There you go. And I'll sit down with you and show you. Yeah. Oh, your kids too. Oh, you're black. Oh, no, you're Moor. Oh, you're Asiatic. Yeah, your kids too can come in this grocery store and give whatever the fuck they want. Oh, you didn't know that? But why would they want hologramic plastic that's been injected with GMOs? Do you see that shit? Look how fucking big. They used to be really that big, and then the GMOs shrunk them, but now they're starting to use the GMOs to make them big again so they look appealing. The grapes in our ancestors' days was big-ass grapes like this big. And over time, they genetically modified the shit that made it, the big-ass mosquito, now it's a small little tiny mosquito. They was all huge, everything. Shrunk it down to size. I don't want this small-ass grape. Look at this little-ass grape. What the fuck am I gonna do with this? Yeah, right. My shit's gonna be like this when I'm done growing it. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And I'm gonna be eating that thing like this. My face is gonna be all in the grape. What is you talking about? These little baby grapes. I'm eating this shit out the petri dish of y'all labs. Yeah, right. The exemption from taxation referred to in paragraph 1 of this article shall not apply to such dues and taxes under the laws and regulations of the receiving state. They are payable by the person who contracted with the state. That's for real. Listen, how do I know that the story of the genetics of Yakub is true? How do I know that it was at this time the man knew who he was? How do I know that's true? When I was a kid, I was watching the Conehead videos. You ever seen the Conehead movie?
If you have, then you know what I'm talking about. Then, later on, I seen the same video, and the video was a cool story and the genetics, and the same cone heads and the genetics was in those videos. 20 years later. What the fuck? Oh, they telling me the truth. Do I need another ancestral spirit to show me another video 20 years later about what happened with our people? No, I don't. Please get you a copy of the Holy Tablets and be studying the Holy Tablets. Okay? Learn your true spiritual history from that aspect. It'll deliver your mind from a lot of shit. The Holy Tablets. I'm telling you. What else did I just say? So, they are payable by the person who contracted with the sending state. Every contract right now is only one thing. The birth certificate. The one who has possession of the contract is the corporation. The one who needs to have possession of the contract is you. We can show you how to have possession of the contract. The bond which the corporation uses to propagate the numbers and do their business around the world. We're trying to show you. Article 61, inviolability of consular archives and documents. We already said this, but we're doing it the rest of the way so you know what rights you have in your home to do with the nationalities of the people and the work that you're doing. You have these rights. They wasn't telling you to remove all of your information from all of the systems and start bringing it back into your family. They didn't teach you all of that. I'm teaching you now. The consular archives and documents of a consular post headed by an honorary consular officer shall be inviolable at all times, wherever they may be, provided that they are kept separate from other papers and documents, in particular from private correspondence of the head of a consular post and in any person working with him from the materials, books, or documents relating to or their profession or trade. So I'm not going to get online anymore and just be sending singularly this documentation, but everyone needs this. I'm going to send you the documentation of what Noble Drew Ali filed, the affidavit that says, if you have any questions, see my consuls. Then you're going to take that. You're going to take the blood documents from the congressional records. You're going to take the Constitution. You're going to take the 1961 or 63 Vienna Convention. You're going to put it in a little packet. I'm going to send you credentialing as a consulate for the consulate that I created. The Moorish American Consulate created one. I've been in my brain creating a whole bunch of them because people been calling me and I got to do my job. I'll tell you the name. This is for China. This consulate we're creating to help the people in China. We'll be officiating for Asiatics that come from China onto the Al-Moroccan soils. So all of y'all that are going to get consul credentialings from me, we're specifically dealing with Asiatics from China. Creator of the trust, yes. Now listen, it say, shall be inviolable. So he took my writs and affidavits of my nationality documentation and of my consul commissioning, and they kept them in the sheriff's office in a locker. When I asked for them, when they tried to transport me, they never gave them to me. So it says inviolable right here. It says, provided that they are kept separate from other papers and documents, and in particular from the private correspondence of the head of a consular post and of any person working with him, and from the materials, book, or documents relating to the professional and trade, to their profession and trade. It's a profession and a trade to help people understand that they have a nation and that they have specific duties within the nation. That's a profession and that's a trade. Because when you wake up as a baby, the nation doesn't teach you, hey, you're a part of the national body politic. Ooh, so it's a job. It's cool. Please, somebody start giving me an hourly wage for doing this work or something other than what's been going on. Article 62, exemption from custom duties. The receiving state shall, in accordance with such laws and regulations as it may adopt, permit entry of and grant exemption from all custom duties, taxes, and related charges other than charges for storage, cartage, and similar services on the following articles, provided that they are for official use of a consular post headed by an honorary consular officer. Coat of arms, flags, signboard, seals, stamps, book, official printed matter, office furniture, office equipment, and similar articles supplied by or at the instance of the sending state to the consular post. So, I got my computers, I got my my duffel bag, my papers. I'm about to send it to your crib, your consulate. About to send it to your consulate. We're going to send it all there. My coat of arms, my flag, my signboards and seals. That's my consulate sending all of you your stuff to be able to become a consulate, right? All of that stuff is inviolable. Nobody can touch it or use it or do anything with it. So when you're driving around being a consul, the people try to deal with you, you got consulate items in your vehicle right now that you're transporting to a consulate. Look, you fake it till you make it. Until you get this paperwork from me, you the consul and you got consulate items. You deliver in mail to a consulate post. You can call 202-826-7011 to confirm that's what you're doing. Look, because if another one of our nationals get pulled over and are unable to call the consuls from the Moorish American consulate, then they should be able to call the consuls of other consulates that's built, right? Correct. Thank you. Y'all better get on the job. Article 63, criminal proceedings. We should be effectuating criminal proceedings for our nationals. When someone commits a crime, when our people commit a crime, we should be holding them accountable and doing what needs to be done in our communities for those people committing crimes. If another nation has to come and officiate what should happen as a punishment for the crime committed, then they are still your parents. They're taking their place among the affairs of your men. Woo! Come on with it. If criminal proceedings are instituted against the honorary consular officer, he must appear before the competent authorities. Nevertheless, the proceedings shall be conducted with respect due to him by reason of his official position, and except when he is under arrest or detention, in a manner which will hamper the exercise of his consular functions as little as possible, when it has become necessary to detain an honorary consular officer, the proceedings against him shall be instituted with the minimum of delay. You shouldn't have no fucking handcuffs on you. You should be being called honorary, your honor, heir, consul, whatever, your title, your name, whatever. But you shouldn't be disrespected in any way, shape, and form. If you have to force them to respect you, there's a problem. They ain't been taught correctly and honor you. So that's what you do every step of the way. Respect, respect. I'm talking about respect. When you talk to them, this is what you're saying. Respect, honor. I'm talking about respect and honor. You have to honor me. You have to honor me. You have to keep on talking to these people like that. Because in their brain, you're supposed to honor them. They're God in their brain. When you walk up to them, you're supposed to pay homage. Like when they was kissing your feet. Black Madonna, when they was kissing your feet, for giving you the science to be able to get them out of their darkness or their crazy ass mind, giving them the science, they was paying tribute and kissing your feet. They think you're supposed to be doing that to them because in their mind they think they're God. So you have to teach them how to respect you or to give you dignity and the honor that is rightfully due to you. The same dignity that you treat all beings with because it's encoded in your DNA. What? When you walk up to them, they have honor and dignity and all of this great stuff and you treat them as such. And they walk up to you and you the shit of the earth. Man, get the fuck out of here. Boy, either you about to be the scum that you look at me at, of the earth, or you're going to have the same honor that you're giving me. I'm not going to honor you as an honorary shit if you're looking at me like a piece of shit of the earth. Yeah, right. You scum ass bitch ass baby, man, you better get your ass on that, boy. I'm going to talk to you. Look, if I come in and I'm treating you with the utmost, if I don't get it in return, you going to get treated with the bottommost. 2 cups. Shit. Article 65. Oh, I'll do that. Honey. I'll do that one instead. I don't need 2 cups right now. Honey. That's my baby. I need to send her some juice. Honorary consular officers, with the exception of those who carry on for personal profit any professional or commercial activity in the receiving state, shall be exempt from all obligations under the laws and regulations of the receiving state in regard to the registration of aliens and resident permits. That's you determining what nationals from other countries are okay for operating on your land. Article 66. Exempt from taxation. An honorary consular officer shall be exempt from all dues. That means rent, that means taxes, that means bills, that means everything. Everything. And taxes on the remuneration and emoluments. Oh shit. I know the word, but I have to do it for everyone because it's remuneration. I can't even. Let me just remuneration. Money paid for work or services. So, an honorary consular shall be exempt from all dues and taxation on the money paid for services and dues. And emoluments. Let me get that one up. What the hell? Emoluments. See, we don't know these terms because we don't know we heirs and we have stuff afforded to us. You know, we would know these terms if we knew we was heirs and we studied. Emoluments. What is that? A salary, fee, or profit from employment or office. So you free from the taxation of all of that shit. Listen, if I'm getting paid, paying myself or other people or nationals are paying me for doing this work, I'm free from tax on that. And so are you. And vice versa. If you're going in, even listen, it goes even as far as the colonizers. You can go train a colonizer. You don't have a nationality. If you want one, then you have to either become naturalized under the Asiatic bloodline nation. You have to naturalize under the. You teach them. This is not your blood. You're not the heir. You just be cool with them and teach them. Then when they know they're not the heir, you show them the principles to be able to operate effectively and cool. Y'all want to fight? Well, you can just talk to them and let them know. And their kids. Walk around and let their kids know too. Everywhere you go, all your kids, teach your kids. Tell all the kids that ain't of Asiatic descent that they are not the heirs of this land. They don't own and they don't have heir rights to the land. Go home and tell the kids to tell their parents when they get home they're not the heirs of the land. Keep reciting that shit all day long. This is how you break the spell of indoctrination around the land. Article 67. The receiving state shall exempt honorary consular officers from all personal services and from all public services of any kind whatsoever, and from military obligations such as those connected with requisitioning military contributions or ability. Can't call me to serve in your corporate military. Can't call me to come work at your corporate offices. Can't have me coming and sitting in your corporate schools. I don't have to come to your corporate anything. My corporate anything. Excuse me. Because you own the corporations as the heirs and the buildings thereof. You're the supervisor. You can go in and say, what's going on here? Oh, what's going on in this place right here? You can do that as a supervisor. Shit. That person come to you, they got a tag, it says supervisor, they're the corporate supervisor. They say, I'm the supervisor. You say, no, you're not. I am. Well, how did you become the supervisor? Let me show you. Somebody told you was a supervisor and you believed them, but I have the actual law and the facts that I know, the truths that I know I'm a supervisor. So which one? Oh, you want me to help you figure out that you ain't the supervisor? The one who sees all? The one whose eyesight is better than mine? Supervisor? Get your ass out of here. Article 69. Consular agents who are not heads of consular posts. That's every national that isn't a head of a consular post. Each state is free to decide whether it will establish or admit consular agencies. Please, every national on here, share this one particularly, because now I'm encouraging the members of the consulate to begin to contact me again so that we can continue to get the work done. I'm not about to go and build all of these consulates for the Asiatic nation around the land without the support of the Moorish American consulate, who is also supposed to be doing that. It's not going to happen. So whatever it is that they can do to help me do this work, they're going to have to do it, or we're going to call into question the body politic and what they're really doing on the land. Don't play with me. I'm not going to play, because the Asiatic nation, it's time for them to be delivered. And we're not going to be playing no hotep games no more. Yeah. Article 69.2. The conditions under which the consular agencies referred to in paragraph 1 of this article may carry on their activities and the privileges and immunities which may be enjoyed by the consular agents. In charge of them shall be determined by agreement between the sending state and the receiving state. So you have your credentials and you walk into a 5-star restaurant. I hope that it's feeding you plant-based foods. And all of your consular officers, that's your children, that's your mom and your dad, that's whoever you choose to bring as your consular agents, walk into a building. And this is this 5-star restaurant feeding you delicacies of plant-based foods. Thank you, Will L. And you do a bill. You're eating good, your family's good. This is a corporation. That bill is on the dime of what? When they give you a check, I hope you turn that bitch around. And instead of paying it, I hope you write HJR 152, your social security number, paid to the order of the Treasury, and walk the fuck out every time. I hope you never pay for another meal from any corporate entity on this land. Boo, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you will never get in trouble. All bills will be paid. Listen, all of you hungry Moors, right now, go into any restaurant and eat the biggest plate of fucking food you can. And when you're done, write HJR 192, social, paid to the order of the IMF, and leave. Put your name in all caps, too. If you got your bond number, or your social security, or your birth certificate, put the bond number on there. The hell you talking about? Everything's free. Ooh, everybody that's on here about to get some free shit, because in my brain, they're showing me what to do in order to get your free shit using the law. Most of the Moors is telling me, they saying, all we're going to do is get into contract, and then when we get out of contract, we're going to rescind our signature. What the fuck? That's goofy. Just don't enter into contract and learn how to use the law to get out of them what you need. You go to the store. You go to the car dealership. Somebody called me and told me they needed a car. I'm about to tell you how you do this. Okay, come on, ancestral spirits. Bring the law back to me so I can show you step by step how you're going to get a vehicle today using the law. True bill of sale. You're going to get the true bill of sale. You're going to sit in front of the agent of the car dealership and do this. I did this a long time ago, but I didn't know what I was doing, so I had to backtrack and learn again. I took the true bill of sale and I wrote House Joint Resolution 192, paid to the order of the Treasury, and then I signed with my all caps name. I didn't sign, I put my all caps name. And then I emailed it to the Treasury, but I didn't have the right fax machine number to email, otherwise I would have got it. But this is what you're going to do. You tell them to go print you out a true bill of sale for whatever vehicle you're looking at. When they do, you write on it, paid to the order of blah, blah, blah. And then you tell them, the representative of the corporation, to fax it to the Treasury Department or the International Monetary Fund or the actual, the local IRS of your particular republic. When they do that, then they say, when the bill clears, call me. I'm telling you right now, to help you not have to pay a damn car note, you better share this shit up and get you a free car so you could be driving around. The representative is going to take your social and the number linked to it, and they're going to send it to the IMF. The IMF is going to get the bill from the corporation and see that it's submitted by the corporation. And then they're going to see the House Joint Resolution paid to the order of and think it's a commercial transaction between the Corporation 1, the car dealership, and the Corporation 2, the United States Service Corporation. They're going to make the transaction. They're going to get in the computer and go, click, click. So go get yourself a fucking car now. So everybody want to know how to get your voucher using the law. Woo! Come on, baby. It ain't going to make you happy, though. Yeah. Now, if you want to sit after I just told you how to get you a vehicle on Facebook and watch some more videos, that's your problem. If you don't want to get and take the information and go to a car dealership and get you a car by way of a true bill of sale, then that's your business. The conditions under which, this is 70, Article 70, exercise of consular functions by diplomatic missions. The provision of the present convention apply also, so far as the context permits, to the exercise of consular functions by a diplomatic mission. The names of members of a diplomatic mission assigned to the consular section or otherwise charged with the exercise of the consular function of the mission shall be fortified to the Ministry for the Foreign Affairs of the receiving state or to the authority designated by that ministry. In the exercise of consular functions, a diplomatic mission may address the local authorities of the consular district, the central authorities of the receiving state, if this is allowed by the laws, regulations, and usages of the receiving state, or by relevant international agreements. The privileges and immunities of the members of a diplomatic mission referred to in paragraph 2 of this article shall continue to be governed by the rules of international law concerning diplomatic relations. We're almost done, y'all. Article 71. Except insofar as this is nationals or permanent residents of a receiving state. Except insofar as additional facilities, privileges, and immunities may be granted by the receiving state, consular officers who are nationals of or permanently resident in the receiving state shall enjoy only immunity from jurisdiction and personal inviolability in respect of official acts performed in the exercise of their function, and the privileges provided in paragraph 3 in Article 44. So far as these consular officers are concerned, the receiving state shall likewise be bound by obligation laid down in Article 42. If criminal proceedings are instituted against such a consular officer, the proceedings shall, except when he is under arrest or detention, be conducted in a manner which will hamper the exercise of the consular functions as little as possible. This is why Noble Drew Ali put the affidavit in, "See my consulate," and made his temples a consulate, because permanently speaking, the exercise of the nationalizing people, of destroying the corporation, of severing the usury of the bonds that they're using for the chattel, the stock, to be operating corporately out here. He put it as consulates so that in a manner which will hamper the exercise of consular functions as little as possible. We should always be nationalizing our Asiatic nation all the time. And whenever something hinders that, we need to get back to it so they can't hinder that nationality. That's why they come locking the people up. One of the matriarchs in jail because she was doing the work. Other members of the consular post who are nationals of or permanent residents in the receiving states, and members of their families, as well as members of the families of consular officers referred to in paragraph 1. It's covered everything. All of it's covered. The members, the family, the children, the generation, those who put in trust. This document covers it. Those members of the families and members of the consular post and those members of the private staff who are themselves nationals of or permanently reside in the state shall likewise enjoy the facilities, privileges, and immunities insofar they are granted to them by the receiving state. The receiving state shall, however, exercise its jurisdiction over those persons in such a way as not to hinder unduly the performance of the functions of the consular post. Article 72. In the application of the provisions of the present convention, the receiving state shall not discriminate as between states. However, discrimination shall not be regarded as taking place where the receiving state applies any of the provisions of the present convention restrictively because of a restrictive application of that provision to its consular post in the sending state. Whereby custom or agreement states extend to each other more favorable treatment than is required by the provisions of the present convention. Be balancing your justice. Don't be treating your family member who's a blood heir to Noble Drew Ali and the movement better than the rest of the Asiatic kids around the land, because they all deserve what Prophet Noble Drew Ali did. Relationship between the present convention and other international agreements. Article 73. The provision of the present convention shall not affect other international agreements in force as between state parties between them. Nothing in the present convention shall preclude states from concluding international agreements confirming or supplementing or extending or amplifying the provisions thereof. Chapter 74. Article 73. Chapter Final Provisions. Chapter V. I think that's 5. Final Provisions. Article 74. The present convention shall be open for signature by all state members of the United Nations or any of the specialized agencies or parties to the statute of the International Court of Justice. Hear that. So if anyone has any questions, we can refer to the International Court of Justice. and by any other state invited by the General Assembly of the United Nations to become a party to the convention as follows until October 31st, October 1963, at the Federal Ministry for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Austria, and subsequently until March 31st, 1964, at the United Nations headquarters in New York. Before I leave New York to go to Florida to build with the hotel, which I'm on the way, United Nations headquarters, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Consulate. Please stop talking to me about what to do. I hope they listening to me so they know what to do with their consulate in order to get it official in the land, if that's what they care about. The present convention is subject to ratification. The instruments of ratification shall be deposited with the Secretary General of the United Nations. Article 76, Accession. The present convention shall remain open for accession by any state belonging to any of the 4 categories mentioned in Article 74. The instruments of accession shall be deposited with the Secretary General of the United Nations. The reason why we let the Secretary General of the United Nations know what's going on is because he's going to enforce this Vienna Convention, or make sure it's enforced at all times. So get that man on speed dial his information. For each state ratifying, okay, listen. The present convention shall enter into force on the 30th day following the date of deposit of the 22nd instrument of ratification or accession with the Secretary General of the United Nations. So when I send my official instrument that we're a consulate, I'm a consulate, we are, whoever's with me on this motion, to the Secretary General, then on the 30th of that date, we're officially recognized in the United Nations as a consulate able to operate in the land. Neptune Nagael. Hope you do this too, so you get your consulate going, so we can go nationalizing the Asiatic nation together all around the world. Woo! And we're going to the Road Time Republic. We got 2 months. I hope you guys come with me. In order to come with me, you got to commit to a year of service around the world, especially in Central America, nationalizing and proclaiming and doing the work and missionary work of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, helping us bring our people into constitutional fold of government. You give us a year commitment, we help you secure your estate in this land, you come with us for a year, nationalizing people, and then you come back home and be a point of contact for the rest of the consuls around the world. I'm telling you exactly how it's going to go. For each state ratifying or accession after deposit of the 22nd instrument of ratification or accession shall enter. So now we're an official consulate when we take our document and we official with the Secretary General of the United Nations. Notifications by the Secretary General. The Secretary General of the United Nations shall inform all states belonging to any of the 4 categories mentioned in Article 74 of signatures to the present conventions, and of the deposits of instruments of ratification or accession in accordance with Articles 74, 75, and 76. Of the date on which the present convention will enter into force. Convention. Of the present convention. The present convention are the list of people that I have credentialed with UPU credentialings and or any of the other consulate credentialings that I have created. The convention is those group of peoples in our constitution are what we're doing as we're operating as consuls on the land. So each 13 tribal government is a convention. Every time I get my 13, then we're going to move to stage 2, which is establishing ourselves in the United Nations so the Secretary General can inform all the people. Of the date of the present convention will enter into force in accordance with Article 77. I like that. That Article 77. Now this said, hold on a minute. Article 78, Article 79. Authentic text. The original of the present convention, of which the Chinese, English, French, Russian, and Spanish texts are equally authentic, shall be deposited with the Secretary General of the United Nations, who shall send certified copies thereof to all states belonging to any of the 4 categories mentioned in Article 74. Now listen. Chinese, English, French, and Russia and Spanish text, Aramaic, whoever knows how to read it and write it, get a hold of me so we can start putting it in the Aramaic language. Any language. Your convention, our convention, is the language that you know how to speak, that you'll do a language in. Let us know. In witnesses whereof, the undersigned plenipotentiaries, being duly authorized thereunto by their respective governments, have signed the present convention, done on Vienna this 24th day of April, 1963. Y'all find a list of those plenipotentiaries that were listed on this document, and we're going to start doing family trees and find out who the family trees was of the people who signed this document, and start holding those people accountable to the enforcement of this. Who was that? All of your bloodline, by the way. The best place that you can find information for your history, for your bloodline, is AfricanAmericanArchive.gov. It's like a congressional website where you can type in your information and bring up your African American history and all type of stuff. Now, the funny thing is, you can get the number for some of the history, but you got to pay Congress to give you your information. What? You got to pay the library to give you the information of your own bloodline. Yeah, right. Never. I'm going to take this information and these laws and show you why I have the right to receive my information for free. Anybody else on here? Y'all spread this word. The post office, that's the Universal Postal Union. That's one way I can get you in. The International Monetary Fund, or the IRS, is another way I can get you in. Prophet Noble Drew Ali and his lawful affidavit, 1099 affidavit, statement of consulars, and his 10-10-5905, and this convention, and the 63 Vienna Convention, and the Constitution, I can get you in that way. How many ways can I give you credentialings, lawful credentialings, to be able to effectively enforce this law on the land and be protected? Peace and praise to all of you. Thank you for rocking with me today on what it takes to be a consulate. Now, when you're getting around the ethers and starting to check your channels, please refer all of the consul members back to me so I can teach them about the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, and we can continue to further the establishment of consulates in the land so our people are protected. And please, when you Moorish American consulate consuls get phone calls from the nationals, please answer your phone. Be accountable to them. Lawfully guide them with counsel. I love y'all. Y'all get at me when you can. Peace and praise. Woo! Yeah, baby.